Hello, I'm Simon Brading and I lead worship at Newday with the team, which we do every year. Actually, I live in Brighton and oversee the worship team at Church of Christ the King, which is great fun. The song Holding On, in a sentence, is a song about the sovereignty of God and His commitment to hold on to us through different seasons of life. So not us holding on to Him, but just Him holding on to us just through life and us helping to worship Him through all those seasons. The inspiration behind this song, it's a very personal song to my wife, Anna, and myself. We went through quite a difficult, just 2.5 years or so, just different things going on personally for us. And when you go through just that kind of difficulty, suffering, it just causes you to dig deep into who God is and His character. And just through all of that, just me personally having a real sense of, through all of this, God's with us and He's holding on to us even though it's difficult. And I wanted to write a song that's just honest about that, It's not just for Anna and I, we're not sort of different, like everybody goes through things like that. So we're not unique in that sense, but I wanted to write a song that would help people to just express their difficulty, but also express their trust in God and just to declare His faithfulness and the fact He's holding on to them. So that was the thing for us just through that whole season of just knowing is God is working right now, He is in this, and to be able to sing that out loud and to be able to express what you feel in the midst of it was really important and key for us. So that's the inspiration behind the song. It's a very personal song in that sense. To be honest, the heart of the song is mostly in verse 2 and the middle 8. So verse 2 says, I've stared darkness in the face, been disappointed, lost my way. The great thing about that line, I've stared darkness in the face, to like 200-300 different people, that will mean 200-300 different things. Darkness could be anything, could be just sorrow, could be just prolonged, illness, just living in a dark situation, could be depression, could be all sorts. So there's something a little bit vague about that line, which is quite nice. It means it can be personal to anyone. But I like the idea of just, I've lived with this, I've stared the thing in the face. And obviously the next line is just being disappointed. Disappointment is a massive deal in life. We're disappointed all the time, but just how we handle disappointment as an opportunity for worship or for sin, but just to express, I've been disappointed, lost my way. We all have days and weeks or even longer. You lose it sometimes. But the second half of verse 2, just to say, you've loved me. Through all of that, you have loved me. And even more than that, you've understood me. The idea that God understands you, that He gets you, He knows what you're walking, your personal story, the thing that you're struggling with, He understands it. He knows it. He knows all about it. Just a wonderful thing to think about and to sing about. You've loved me, understood me, held me safe in the palm of your hand. So that's the heart behind verse 2, just being able to help people in that place, just to sing these things. Then the chorus is obviously, you're holding on to me, just declaring that you're holding on through all that I've known. You've not let me go, you're holding on. The middle 8 is interesting. It's actually taken from a verse in Job chapter 2. Don't even know the story of Job. The guy just loses so much in his life, just sickness, his family dies, all sorts of tragedy. And in chapter 2, his wife says, come on Job, what's all this about? Stop holding on to your integrity, just curse God and die. But then Job just replies with the most astonishing words of worship in the Bible. He says, woman, shall we accept good from God and not harm? And it says, in all of this, Job did not sin. And I think all of us, it's very easy just to lift our hands in worship when things are going well. But all of us have times when things aren't going well. And we kind of choose, like Job's wife, do we just, I'm going to forget it then. I'm done with this, just curse God, I'm fed up with this. Or actually, is there a way that we can still receive blessing and still actually accept trial as God's sovereignty and He's in it? And Job did that and still didn't die. So I wanted to capture something of that in the middle 8. So the lyrics are, shall we see you in the blessings, yet forget you in the trials? Then in the second half, this kind of gutsy resolve, no, in all of these things you are working, so I'll stand and trust you now. You're holding on to me. So yeah, that's the kind of vibe, a bit of Job, a bit of Romans 8 in there. Again, just personal lyrics, but wanting to put something in people's mouths and hearts to be able to express their trust in God through whatever they're walking through. Anna, my wife, is a fantastic songwriter. So me, for myself, the way I usually write is more melody based. Melodies kind of pour out of me a lot more naturally than lyrics. I'm a firm believer in solid, and lyrics are so important. But actually what comes more naturally to me is melody. But Anna, she's just like the lyricist queen. Lyrics, just poetry kind of pours out of her. It's so annoying. I spend hours sitting trying to write something and just trying to think of how to say it, and she'll do it in like 2 minutes. So in that sense, we're a great team working together. For this particular song, she helped me just craft some of the lines and just say things in a bit more of a poetic way. I'd be a bit more like clunky and, you know, King James version of the Bible. She's got a real gift at writing things like that. So what would tend to happen is I would find a melody and a rough idea of this is what I want to say, and she would help me say it in a way which is beautiful. So we love writing together. It's good fun. I'm hugely excited about the Newday Live 2012 album. It's just a collection of brilliant songs, not me, but just everyone. Jules and Jordan, some great covers. I guess the album for me is two things. When you listen to it, firstly, you just experience God. You're involved in this massive scene of worship and being filled with these great lyrics of truth. And there's just a vibe about it. You're just like, oh wow, you know, like God is here. And sometimes you listen to tracks and you meet God in it. So I guess our heart on the album is that firstly, you listen to it and you meet God. But secondly, we believe in these songs, not just songs for ourselves, but songs to resource churches and to help churches sing songs of substance and truth and doctrine, but also in a current, 2012 sound, which is going to help hundreds of people, thousands of people across the nation and nations and churches just to express their worship to Him. I guess I'm pleased that Holding On is on the album, just because, as I said, it's a very personal song about trusting God, and I think no matter how old you are, if you're a teenager at Newday, or if you're listening to this album, or you're singing in your local church, you need to keep singing and expressing our trust in Him. And so it's good just to be able to bring a song like that to the table and hopefully let it bless the church in their worship to God as well.